Weird Chat, it's Matt,
And Kier.
and we're together here in Canada for about 25 more minutes, and then my taxi comes and takes me to the airport, which really sucks. And we've had a couple of weeks together, and we should have made videos together to post for you, but we lost track of time and stuff, and so we haven't, and apologies. So the last couple of weeks have been really interesting questions, really positive questions. The one the other week was, what's your favourite thing about your gender identity? And this last week was...
What's your favourite body part?
Favourite body part, so you can start.
My favourite thing about my gender identity is sort of similar to what Joe said. And it is that there aren't really stereotypes, like sort of like these set stereotypes that society tends to have about genderqueer people yet, because it sort of hasn't been, you know, sort of around, and like it just means like you can break all the rules and not have to think about the fact that you're, you know, breaking rules, or like you kind of, like I don't have these sort of like little shoulds or little things that society has put on me that even though, you know, any cisgendered person should be able to shop in whatever section of the store they wanted, or whatever, like do whatever they want to do, and they can, it's sort of, they kind of have to think about it a little bit because they've been conditioned a certain way. But I feel like as a genderqueer person, even though there has been some kind of conditioning, but it's not really because I haven't internalized that conditioning because it was never right for me. So, I mean, I don't mean to say that all cisgendered people are, you know, conditioned to be a certain way, because that's certainly not true, but I just...
There's definitely quite a strong societal
Yeah.
gearing towards certain ways of being.
Yeah.
So once you kind of take away that societal expectation of gender in terms of, you know, the stuff you were born with and what people expect of you, and then you kind of adopt your own gender identity, and this for me is like the favourite part of my gender identity, is that having a term and having a concept and an idea of my own gender, that I can take that and separate it from the rest of it, and have that freedom in the sense of not needing to conform, even though it takes a long time to kind of feel comfortable with that and separate yourself enough from the expectations that you have kind of grown up with and stuff for a long time, because they're kind of pervasive. But once you've kind of reached that sweet spot, and you know, the way I always say it is like I kind of made genderqueer my own, and then, you know, it became synonymous with who I am, really internalising that gender identity, and then you have the freedom to basically make your gender what it is, but you know, also what you need it to be in society, and that's I don't know, just that separation from that I find kind of liberating and takes away a lot of the stress and pressure. Adds a few more stresses and pressures, but I don't know.
I find it pretty freeing. I find that, like, in a way, we're sort of, I know this is going to sound dumb because at the end of the day we're all just people, but in sort of like a weird sense, in a society way, we're kind of trailblazers, so we don't really have to break molds. We can just, you know, be who we are without having to worry about, you know, breaking the mold or...
Make molds, not break molds. That was dumb.
Yeah. Nice try.
Body part. What's your favourite part?
I think my favourite body part would probably be my hands, because they're really big, and they feel like I always kind of got, I don't know, made fun of or noted as having like man hands, but I like that because they're large. What about you?
I like my shoulders, and ironically, because I have quite a big frame and stuff, that's always been one of the indicators of, you know, my more male body, sort of having broad shoulders and stuff, but I actually like that and feel comfortable with it. I don't know why, but I found just in general, I feel a lot more comfortable with my body, and I think we talked about this a few videos when I was here last time, when we were talking about body and dysphoria and stuff. I feel a lot more comfortable about a lot of the parts of my body, even the more, you know, specifically gendered parts of my body, and that stems from being with someone that sees me as who I am and understands that, and doesn't look at my body or my body parts or anything in a particularly gendered way, and therefore my body feels inherently more genderqueer and in line with my gender identity than it previously did. So I don't know if I have a favourite part, but I do feel a lot more comfortable with this than I used to be, and that's in part because of this person here, and I think in part as well just that, separating myself from expectations of gender and really internalising my gender identity and feeling comfortable and secure in that, as we were talking about before.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Like, since being with Matt, I find that, as much as, like, when I'm on my own, I can just, I don't feel female, but then when other people are constantly sort of, saying, like, ma'am, or saying, things like that, like, it wears down on you. But when you have the person who's, like, the closest person in the world, who sees you the way that you see yourself, it's sort of, like, more of, like, it reconfirms everything. So it feels a lot more comfortable than it once did.
Yeah.
Which, this person right here.
Okay, we should go because my taxi's going to be here and take me to the airport and fly away to sad land. Well, the land's not sad, I'll be sad in that land.
Yeah, and I'll be sand in this sad
Sand.
in this land. I'll be sand.
Yeah, okay, so we'll
Bye,
see you
guys.
next week's. Bye.
See ya.
Where's the... Whoop, there.
Side.